Ja Morant at one point had the whole NBA in the palm of his hands. He had everybody's eyes on him and quickly became one of the most entertaining players in the league. And with all the pressure and all the attention and all of the talent in the world, Ja threw it all away.
The NBA taking action against Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant after he was captured on video showing a gun for the second time.
Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant has been suspended for a second time after once again appearing to flash a gun on social media.
Adam Silver felt betrayed by Ja Morant because Ja Morant looked him in the face and told him one thing and went behind his back and did another. These foolish, idiotic decisions.
When Ja Morant was drafted in 2019, people were excited to see him play, but his talent was overlooked by the most hyped up prospect in NBA history, Zion Williamson. Everybody was so focused on how Zion was going to do and if Zion was going to be the next LeBron James that nobody really focused on Ja. But after the first few seasons, Zion could barely stay healthy enough to play, and Ja proved how talented he was. With the attention away from Zion, people quickly started to pay attention to Morant, and the show began. He was Derrick Rose 2.0. A 6-foot point guard posterizing everybody with some of the craziest dunks we have ever seen. He was fun, he would trash talk and taunt everybody, and it felt like every day we were seeing a new Ja Morant highlight dunk. He had some good players around him like Jaren Jackson Jr. and Dillon Brooks, but nobody would have expected the squad to be the second best team in the Western Conference. In December of last year, he had an interview with Rachel Nichols and was asked about how he thinks the Grizzlies match up against the Western Conference. To which he said, "I'm not worried about the West, I'm fine in the West," which most people took as a slight dig to the Golden State Warriors and the Los Angeles Lakers. We all kind of knew the Grizzlies were probably going to get cooked by either of these teams, but it still brought back that competitiveness and trash talk we've been missing in the NBA. Dillon Brooks was the same way, trash talking what seemed like every top player in the NBA, and the Grizzlies became the most entertaining team in basketball. So you might be wondering, how did all of this end so badly, so quickly? Well, in March of this year, the leader of this Memphis Grizzlies team, and one of the biggest faces in the entire league, Ja Morant ruined his NBA reputation in one Instagram Live. He went on Instagram Live while he was at a nightclub and he flashed a gun on the screen. It wasn't for long, but this quickly was a story all over the NBA about how stupid of a move this was from Ja. This was in the middle of the season, and the Grizzlies' best player is flashing around a gun in a club after trash talking the defending NBA champions. There's a lot of different aspects to the situation, so I'm going to break down all sides of this. Ja Morant has the right to own a firearm. Nobody was upset about the fact that he owned a gun. When you work any job in the world, it comes with responsibilities. The NBA, as much as people push for player empowerment and player freedom, the players in the NBA are technically employees who work for a company. And when you join the NBA, you are aware of what you can and cannot do, and the responsibilities and the influence you now have. Especially when you are one of the biggest names in basketball and you're making more than 90% of other NBA players. So even if it's off the court and in your personal life, when you share these things to the public and promote it in a positive, fun way to the millions of kids that look up to you, this is where the problems lie. The backlash Ja got for this was insane, and rightfully so in the moment. But this was also a 23-year-old who hadn't fully matured yet. Mistakes happen, and all you can do after making these mistakes is apologize and change for the better as much as you can. He had a sit-down interview with Jalen Rose about the situation for some reason, and in the interview, he seemed apologetic and genuinely ready to change for the better. He knew the opportunity he had in front of him, and he wanted to capitalize on it. Adam Silver was very generous towards him, and he was able to continue playing very shortly after this. And it was time to see if Ja was really fine in the West. The Grizzlies played against LeBron James and the Lakers in the first round, and Dillon Brooks' trash talk probably did not help the smoke that LeBron was about to come with. The Lakers beat the Grizzlies in this series pretty easily, and would end up making it to the Western Conference Finals. When Ja Morant was in the press conference after losing, and was asked about their issues, he mentioned how his off-the-court issues was definitely a factor. He owned up to the fact that he needs to be better and a better leader to the team. Even when they lost, it felt like we were really seeing the growth and change with Ja. And disappointingly, he would let everybody down again and make the same exact mistake. Right after getting dropped off in the playoffs, he was on IG Live again flashing a gun again. The exact thing that almost got him in so much more trouble, he did it again not even 2 months after. This was the point where everybody had almost given up on him. Everybody was done giving him excuses. In the video, he was in the car with some random guy who was the guy actually running the live, not Ja Morant. And while they were listening to music in the car, Ja pulled out a gun and the guy immediately pointed the camera at him. He tried to act like he was hiding it and trying to cover for him, but it was easy to tell that he showed it intentionally. Obviously it's Morant's fault, but the fact that he is still hanging out with people that would do stuff like this is insane to me. Like, you are Ja Morant, you have every opportunity in the world. You made it, you achieved every dream you had of making it to the league, and still, you're hanging around people who are gonna bring you down. And the fact that he knew a live stream was going on and decided to flash a gun anyway is as stupid as it gets. Adam Silver and the NBA Commission were not as nice this time, and he got suspended until December 19th of this year. That is almost half the season with the Grizzlies' star player out. Not because of injuries, but because of a stupid off-court decision. Ja messed up so many opportunities for himself. He was getting brand deals, commercials, about to have his own shoes, the Ja ones, and now nobody wants to work with him because he's such a brand risk. And as much as it sucks for him to lose these opportunities, it's even worse for his team. It's selfish of him to throw his team's needs out of the window like that. The Grizzlies need Ja to compete, and now with him being out almost half the season, it's going to be so much harder for them to continue at the winning rate they were at. And when he returns, they will have to readjust again in the middle of the season. Not even considering they just got Marcus Smart, and they're going to have to figure that situation out as well. For somebody who was well aware that his issues off the court damaged this team, it's extremely selfish for him to go out and do the same stuff again. While everybody is upset with him, and for good reason, I'm still optimistic about Ja Morant's future with the Grizzlies. If the first time didn't get to him, this second time definitely should. Everybody is counting him out, and the man has to wait till Christmas time to play again. I believe, and I really hope, that he's going to look around at all of his peers winning games and playing the game he loves, and that it'll motivate him and remember how he got there. If he remembers his motivations and his hunger to compete and be the best and works on improving both on the court and off it, I think the future could be very bright for him. Sometimes people need to fall on their face and hit rock bottom before they really mature and become the person they really are. I'm really hoping he doesn't prove me wrong and gets back to how he was before and uses all of this as a learning experience. Ja Morant should be held accountable, but it may be too soon to give up on him. What do you guys think Ja Morant's future holds? Do you guys think he'll be able to figure out his issues and get back to himself? Or is this going to become a pattern for him? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to check out my last video where I discuss Russell Westbrook's sad fall from stardom and the state of his career right now. But with that being said, I'm out of here, and I'll see you on the next one.